Okay, this is section 2.3. Let's put it all together. So, step-by-step procedure for solving a linear equation. The first thing is simplify the algebraic expression on each side of the equal sign. And it says, note, it may be helpful at this stage to clear any fractions in the equation by multiplying both sides by the least common denominator. And I'll show you how that works on number 9. Then we collect all the variable terms on one side of the equation, just like we did before, and all the constant terms on the other side of the equal sign using the addition property of equality. Then we apply the multiplication rule of equality to isolate the variable if that's necessary. And then, of course, we check our answer. So, one thing I want to point out, if you recall, before we had in the order of operations PEMDAS, right? So when we're evaluating things, addition and subtraction come last. But you'll notice when we're solving, as soon as we get everything simplified on both sides of the equation, we do the addition and subtraction first. And then we apply the multiplication property of equality. So when we're solving, we do the order of operations in reverse order from the way we evaluate things using the order of operations. So let's look at number 8. Well, first thing you notice is we need to distribute this negative 4. So let's go ahead and do that. We have 2x minus 4x. Negative 4 times a negative 3 means we have plus 12. And that equals 3x minus 6 minus 7x. Now, on the right-hand side of the left-hand side of the equation, we have two like terms with x's that can be combined. So 2x minus 4x is negative 2x plus 12. And on the right-hand side of the equation, we also have two x's terms that can be combined. So 3x minus 7x gives us negative 4x minus 6. Now, it doesn't matter whether we move the x's to the right or to the left, as long as we get the arithmetic right. So this time, let's add 2x to both sides. And we might as well go ahead and subtract the 12 at the same time, because there's no reason we can't do both. Sorry, we don't need to subtract 12. That puts everything on the same side. Maybe we do need to do this in 2 steps. So let's see. Let's try plus 2x. Now, what we should have done is if we're moving the 2x to the right, we need to move the negative 6 to the left. So we need to add 6 to both sides. That's better. So when we do that, the 2 x's cancel on the left side and the 6's cancel on the right side. That leaves us with 12 plus 6 on the left is 18. And negative 4x plus 2x is negative 2x on the right side. And then the last thing we have to do is divide by negative 2. And the negative 2's cancel. And that leaves us with 18 over negative 2 is x. So let's see. If we move the negative in front of the fraction, which we're allowed to do, 18 is 9 times 2 with a 2 in the denominator. The 2's cancel, and we're left with x is -9. Then we need to plug that back in and make sure it checks. So check. 2 times -9 minus 4 times, in parentheses, -9 minus 3 equals 3 times -9 minus 6 minus 7 times a -9. So let's see, order of operations here. We start by simplifying parentheses, right? So -9 minus 3 is a -12, and everything else, unfortunately, doesn't simplify yet if we're following order of operations. Now, multiplication. So 2 times -9 is -18. -4 times -12 is positive 48, because it's a negative times a negative. That equals 3 times -9 is -27 minus 6. And -7 minus 9 is a positive 63. Okay, now we do the additions and subtractions. So -18 plus 48 is, 30. -27 minus 6 is a -33 plus that 63. So 30 equals 30, and we are good. So that checks. Okay, normally I would let you do number 9 on your own, but seeing as how we have some crazy fractions here, perhaps I should give you a helping hand. So this is where in step number 1 it said it may be helpful to clear any fractions by multiplying both sides by the least common denominator. So first we need to find our least common denominator. So let's do our multiples. Let's see. Multiples of 4. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Multiples of 3, we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And multiples of 6, we have 6, 12, 18. Okay, hopefully everybody can see that the smallest number in all 3 of our multiples lists is 12. So our LCD is 12. So we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 12. So we have 12 over 1, and that's going to be times, we have x plus 1 over 4. Okay, and now we have 12 over 1 times the whole right-hand side of the equation. So this is 2x over 3 plus 5x in parentheses that we have to multiply the 12 by. What does that mean? That means on the right-hand side, we must distribute. So, on the left-hand side, 12 is 4 times 3. So let's write 4 times 3 over 1, and that's times the x plus 1 over 4. On the right-hand side, when we distribute, let's go ahead and write that 12 as 4 times 3 again. and we have times 2x over 3 plus, and then we have that 12 again, times the 5/6. So, what happens? Well, on the left-hand side, we have a 4 in the numerator that can cancel with a 4 in the denominator. So that leaves us with 3 times x plus 1 over 1, which we don't have to write. On the right-hand side, for the first term, the 3's cancel. And so that leaves us with 4 times 2x plus, okay, we got 4 times 3 in the numerator, and we have a 6 in the denominator. Oh, I know what we need to do. We need to rewrite this 6 as 2 times 3. And then what happens? Well, the 3's cancel, and we are left with 4 times 5, which is 20, over 2. Oh, that didn't get rid of our fraction, though. Do you guys see where we went wrong? We actually didn't. We just didn't finish canceling things. Well, let's continue from where we are. So now we have to distribute the 3 on the left side. We have 3x plus 3. Remember, we have to distribute to both terms. 4 times 2x is 8x. And 20 divided by 2, well, that's 2 times 10 over 2. And the 2's cancel. So we're really left with 3x plus 3 equals 8x plus 10. And now we're back to applying first the addition property of equality. So subtract 3x, subtract 3x. We'll do this in 2 steps again. So we have 3 equals 5x plus 10. Subtract 10 from both sides. We're left with negative 7 equals 5x. And now we divide both sides of the equation by 5. So negative 7/5 equals x. So don't be afraid of the fractions, even if what happens to you is like what happened to me, where I didn't fully simplify at first and I had to keep simplifying later. It's all okay, you'll get there sooner or later. Nobody said math had to be done quickly, they just want it to be done correctly. So that's the first part of section 2.3. In the next video, we'll talk about a couple other issues when we solve linear equations.